Well, it all started with me. I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and I had a birthday party, and a friend of mine actually located this one artist that was local and painted this mural. It was a painting of me, and once I saw that painting, I fell in love with it. And so from that point on, I said to myself, well, now, with this particular piece, I'm going to now start to collect art. I mean, it's such an amazing piece for me. And so from that point on, I was probably in 2007 or so when I first fell in love with collecting art.
I was introduced by Daniela, was over there in the crowd, to art. It was almost inevitable being in New York and not attending all these auctions and going to museums and checking out galleries. So every weekend for me was sort of educational, and I learned art that way. I was pretty much self-taught. But the pace of which I collected and the pace of the intensity of which I tried to learn all of these artists was quite intense. So I obviously did not foresee that, but I thought I wanted to contribute in a specific way and provide a platform to educate Far East about Western ideologies and art and architecture and design. So I'm also an avid design enthusiast, so not just art.
I was able to experience the cultures and learn about their history and develop that type of historian mindset. Then I eventually became more aware of the art and that culture within that particular country. And so with that being said, my mind just started to expand more and start to grow more. And as the years went on, I became more focused on art for sure.
I just launched a company called Revolution, which was announced today, which is really, which is I think a platform that is game changing in the way that people live. So the company is focused on creating modular homes by the world's best architects and artists alike at pretty accessible rates. And so it's an avenue for me to actually build upon my passion, which is art and architecture. Well, it's global.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea is transportable anywhere in the world, 190 plus countries. It's accessible, affordable. So you have an option of customizing your own home and probably spending 2 or 3 or 4 times. But you have the ability to buy this in an edition format by one of the world's best architects, someone you may not have had access to, but which I think the company is trying to provide.
I have a pretty strong advisory group that I chat with, kind of on a normal basis, just to be, fully equipped and knowledgeable on the market. So I do have a pretty solid group. But Robbie's right. Emerging artists it is risky. So you want to make sure that you're surrounded by the people who know the most about art and that will lead you in the right direction as far as the information you need to be a serious collector.
I don't think it's the intention of selling it for 5 years. I think people want to assume when they're buying an asset that big that at least it's safe, meaning it won't go down, number one, more than it will go up by 50%. Second of which, I think it's totally intertwined. So the business of art of sort of is very much relevant to the passion for the actual piece. I know everyone says buy what you like and sort of don't listen to don't listen to that, but it's so hard to ignore numbers and the trends of these artists. So I mean, everyone's trying to look for the next Rudolph Stingel or Christopher World Prizes, right? And it's very hard to locate that. There's 100 new emerging artists. Let's go to the fair tomorrow. I'll bet you I'll give you 50 more new names, right? So the point is always like this every year. So to be steadfast in your goal and really understanding the market and sticking to names that you're comfortable with, I think is the way to go.
There's a few artists out there that I tend to gravitate to. What I tend to do is become friends with the actual artist. We sit and have a conversation about their passion, what got them involved in art, what's their future plans and goals, ideas on the next pieces they're going to paint.
I used to do that, and I still do that quite a bit. So also when you're friends with the artist, you get the good discount. So that's a good thing all the time, right? So, but I'm mostly focused on minimalism right now.
Well, the artists I've conversated with, we just do a kind of a creative conversation, and we just chat about my passions and things that I love, and then he kind of uses his intelligent mind and create a painting for me, and we just discuss whatever we discuss that actual painting, and then he creates that painting for me. One of ones which are great, but I'm sure Robbie is more knowledgeable about commissioning a artist and with their painting. So Robbie and I are becoming pretty good friends. So we're gonna definitely continue this conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's very similar. Fashion is a way that you can express your creativity through fabric and clothing. Art is very similar to that. You can express your passion through actual painting. It's a creative world. Both of them allow you to be yourself and to express yourself in a way that you don't really have to speak. Yeah, I've been in the fashion for quite some time. I've designed with other designers. I've been at most of the fashion shows, whether it's in New York City or Paris or Milan. I've collaborated with different designers as well. So, fashion and art are definitely one and the same. If you love doing something, and again, we keep saying this word passion, but if you have the passion for it, then it becomes natural. It's not forced upon you. You're not forcing yourself upon it. It becomes a part of you. And as it becomes a part of you, whether it's fashion or either art, you gravitate to that world. You gravitate to more friends around that are involved in that world, and the opportunities and doors open up from that point on. Yeah, I guess it all depends on what you want to spend your money on. You want to buy a painting, or you want to buy a Balmain jacket. I mean, it's your choice.
Yeah.
But you have to look good while buying these paintings.
I like that.
That's the way I look at it. But it's all fun, man. If you truly enjoy it, then enjoy it. You have one life to live, and so why not, have a good time doing it.
Yeah.
If you want to learn about art, first of all, you can go to the library, check out some books. Number one. Number two, go to the galleries. It's free, right?
Yeah.
Learn that way. And then third, obviously go to museums. I mean, it could be an inexpensive way to learn something that's interesting as well. Fashion can be as accessible or inaccessible, right? I mean, not everyone can go to a Berluti show.